Hi. Hi, you, dear viewer, what's up? Did you know that I'm playing Steins right now? Did you know that this is the next episode of Steins? I forgot the number, but that's fine. Currently we are on January 23rd, I think. And according to the guide, I am not supposed to answer this phone call from Amadeus. For context's sake, we are currently at Daru's hideout with Maho and the PC that Chris's PC basically, and hard drive, to hide from, I think it was Leskin and Sponge. And this is the convergence where the other possibility, if we answer the phone, is going to be the very first ending that we've gotten. So I wonder what will happen if we don't answer the phone. Let's find out together! I'm sure you can't wait. I can't either. Don't answer the phone. Maho looked troubled. I didn't want Chris hearing this either. I didn't know what to do. And... And then I remembered, yeah, Chris was used for the American military. The wordland where I'd spent a month during wartime. I remember that the Amadeus Chris was being used by the US military there. Yeah, don't answer the phone. I still didn't know what that meant. I stared at my phone screen. Should I answer it, or should I talk to Daru first? Well, work, you know. Oh.
でも真帆たん、オカリンにはこの件内緒にしとくって言ってたのに、結局打ち明けたん?
About what exactly? It's been a while since I played this route. Maybe they'll remind me.
見抜かれたという言い方が正解ね。
ああ、なるほどね。
Daru nodded and grabbed some snacks off the table to gobble down. I put the smartphone in my pocket. For now, I needed to focus on talking to Daru.
で、僕に話って?
とぼけるな。ヒアジョーさんと一緒にいるんだ。わかるだろ。クリスが残したノート PC とハードディスクだ。
Right!
出せ。
I remember now. Maho gave that shit to Daru so that he could crack it. I remember now. That's why Maho and Daru know each other. But Daru didn't know that we knew each other.
にはパスワードの答えが分かったの?
I know the password now!
答えなんてわからない。
Yeah.
どういうこと?
俺が言いたいのはただ一つだ。そのノート PC を解析しようなんて真似は今すぐやめろ。
The Pandora's box.
その PC の中には世界を混沌へ導くほどのとんでもないものが眠ってるかもしれないんだ。
Oh, it definitely will. Why do you not look convinced?
おい、聞いてるのか?
12秒つ
Oh my god!
あなたってそういう人だったのね。
No, please! I saw war, please! Oh my god.
違う! こっちは大真面目なんだ!
Yeah.
キョマとかそういうんじゃなくて!
We don't talk about Toin Kyoma right now.
12秒おつ
Oh my god!
12秒じゃないんだって!
Dude. I slammed my head down on the table. The shock was enough to cause one of the empty cans on the table to fall to the floor. Take me seriously, damn it! This is for real!
いいか、聞いてくれ。これは鈴葉とも関連している話だ。
Yeah.
鈴葉?
Oh, now you're listening, huh?
お前だって知ってるだろう。鈴葉の使命のことは。
詳しく。
中鉢論文だ。
Nakabachi's paper. That was enough for Daru to understand.
マジで?
最初からマジだ。
Dude.
そっか。
Nakabachi's paper and Suzuha. What?
ま、だいたいそんなところじゃないかって予想はしてたけど。
Huh? Hello? Am I missing something? Daru didn't say another word. He opened a locked, fire-resistant case that was sitting on one of the racks. There was a laptop and a hard drive hidden within.
それが。
There it is. Yeah. The laptop was a deep red Japanese model with a 12-inch LCD screen. The hard drive was American, from a brand known for equipping its drivers with a shock-resistant rubber case. The laptop and hard drive that Krise left behind.
確認だが、結局セキュリティは破れなかったんだよな。
なあ。
まあ僕たちの作ったソフトの前にはどんなハッカーもお手上げっつうことで。
は？You
も
sure?
うこれ以上解析はするな。
一応依頼料をもらってるわけだが。
Damn. He looked apologetically toward Maho. She was glaring at me.
さっきも聞いたけど、あなたたちはクリスの事件について一体何を隠しているの？
Is this the ending? Where Daru will Daru, yeah, totally. Where Rintaro will confess what she did to Krisu. Is this the ending where it will happen? Because I'm still waiting for it. For Rintaro to be honest with Maho and tell her, yeah, like, I'm the one who killed her. Man, I'm not sure if I actually want that. God damn it, we'll see though.
真実を知ろうとすることが必ずしも正しいとは限らない。
Yeah.
それはあなたの考えよ。判断すべき情報も提示してくれないなんて。
True.
なんだよ。君だってこの間襲われたんだ。
True.
分かってるはずだろ。
Also very true.
私はナイトの後ろに隠れているだけの臆病者になりたくないわ。
Yeah, Rintaro is the coward. We've realized this in the previous ending, in the last episode actually.
科学者として真実にたどり着く努力をやめたくないのよ。
Yeah.
たとえそこにどんな危険が潜んでいるとしてもね。
Yeah, I thought so.
分からずやだな。
She
もし
can't.
私がクリスだったとしても、多分そういうんじゃないかしら。
Probably.
違う？
But like, she can't understand the truth because she can't understand you because she doesn't know the shit that you know. So, you know. You know? I was startled. Maho was right. Z program plan. I remembered having the same conversation with Krisu. It was when we were looking into Sceeene, I think.
これはもうちゃんと話すしかないって。
Yeah.
誰？
You have no
何を
choice.
どう言っても納得しないって顔してるよ、マホタンは。
ええ、納得しないわ。
Yeah, she's very, very stubborn, and if Rintaro doesn't tell her anything, then she'll stumble into even more danger without realizing it, so it's important now that she knows the full context of her actions and of the truth.
それに中途半端に関わってる方がかえって危ないんじゃね？
Yeah.
オカリンの言うことがマジならだけどさ。
Dado had a point. At this rate, Maho could very well get herself in deep trouble without realizing what she'd done. Just the fact that she was carrying Krisu's belongings made her a part of World War III, but she had no idea. Yeah. That computer wasn't just something to remember an old friend by anymore. It was at the center of an international power struggle, and that is insane. Krisu is so powerful. Her mind, her brain is so powerful. Russian-speaking arsonists had forced their way into Krisu's home in America. Afterward, mysterious men claiming to be the FBI had searched Dr. Leskinen's lab. This whole thing was on the verge of exploding. And people like me were nothing in the face of a war between nations. Yeah.
鈴葉に関連することも話すことになるぞ。
Yeah.
ダル、お前はそれでいいのか？
しょうがないっしょ。
I turned back toward Maho.
ヒヤジョーさん、一つだけ約束してくれないか？君は科学者だ。しかも極めて理性的な人だと俺は信じている。感情に任せて迂闊なことはしないでくれ。軽率なことはしないでくれ。
Don't be like I once was. Damn.
これから話すことは突拍子もないことだ。馬鹿げていると思うかもしれない。けど事実なんだ。だから。
So.
回りくどい言い方はやめて。 一体私に何を誓わせたいの？
My god, we have told her about time travel so many times by now. In different timelines or different endings.
マキセ・クリスを救おうなんて絶対に考えるな。
Like I once had. Still have. Her mouth hung open like she didn't understand what she just heard.
クリスを救う？
それが約束できないのなら、話すつもりはない。
That is fair.
どうする？
That is fair because if Maho will try to save Krisu, there's a possibility that the world then will yet again change and Mayuri would be doomed, so... Everything Rintaro worked so hard for in the previous game would be for nothing if Maho tries desperately to save Krisu.
救える可能性があるということ？
Don't even think of that.
そう思えるかもしれないが、実際には可能性はゼロだということだ。
It isn't.
さっきも言ったでしょ。判断すべき情報も与えられていないのだから、安易に回答は出せない。
Oh man, this is rough.
教えて、すべてを。
Well, here we go, guys. Confession time. I took a deep breath and began to tell her the story. Here we go. Yet again, I told her about the time machine, about Suzaha, and about World War III. And about the relationship between Kristo and Dr. Nakabachi. And that what was supposedly Dr. Nakabachi's theory was actually based off of Kristo's writings. I told her that the original copy of Kristo's work might be hidden on her laptop or hard drive. And I told her that Russia and America might be fighting over it. As for how Kristo died, I decided to skip that. Okay, yet again, he isn't telling her, I see. It is understandable why he doesn't tell her though, because Maho might not trust Rintaro anymore if she realizes that Rintaro killed Kriso. And we need trust right now. We need to rely on each other and trust each other in these hard times, so I get why he didn't do that. Also maybe because he feels very, very guilty and doesn't want to confront that right now. Also very possible. Maho was silent the whole time I spoke, with a confused expression on her face. She looked like a girl who just graduated to middle school and who was staring at a string of equations on a blackboard that were like nothing she'd ever seen before. Her expression didn't change even when I finished.
それ、本当の話なの？
Yeah.
作り話ではなく？
Nope. Maho was asking Daru, not me.
まあね。
Well.
やっぱり信じられないか？
別にそういうわけじゃないわ。ただ私の予想とあまりにもかけ離れていたものだから思考が追いつかないの。
I wonder what she was expecting.
君の予想というのは？
Yeah.
アマデウスの軍事転用のことじゃないかと考えていたのよ。
Oh, that too, yeah?
軍事転用？
クリスは精神生理学研究所にもよく出入りしていたんだけど、時々場違いな連中がそこにやってくるって言ってたの。
Huh. Interesting.
どうも国防総省の人じゃないかって。
Russia, the FBI, and now the United States Department of Defense. Yeah. All of them. This was getting more and more suspicious.
アマデウスで人を殺せるのか？どうやって？
例えば百戦錬磨のパイロットから記憶データをコピーして無人戦闘機の制御に使うとか。
True. True.
あと以前話した医療への応用覚えてる？
人間の脳へ記憶データを書き戻すってやつかな。
そう。記憶データを修正した上で書き戻しが可能になれば、恐怖を感じない兵士やどんな非道な任務でも平然と遂行する部隊なんていう恐ろしいものまで作れてしまう。
It's insane that every single possibility that Maho is listing right now appeared in every single ending where the bad guys suddenly appeared, and that is exactly their goal, just as Maho is stating right now. It's like making soldiers fearless, making AI soldiers, making transferring memories without and skipping the training part when it comes to soldiers. So all of it are possibilities that happened in different endings already. So god, what will happen now, man? I can't even imagine.
まるでハリウッド映画じゃん。
Oh, it's even worse than that. Did this mean reality had caught up to books and movies?
私はてっきりクリスがそういった実験の証拠を偶然知ってしまったんじゃないかと思っていたの。
Had proof.
だからクリスは狙われたと。
ええ。
Shit. Maybe if Rintaro wasn't there to kill Krisu, maybe she would have died by like some military person. Or some foreign agent. Goddamn. Or kidnapped maybe. Maho picked up the laptop. Its red body was evidently made out of some kind of magnesium alloy, and it was a lot lighter than it looked.
でもまさかタイムマシンとはね。
Well, here we are.
いずれにしてもそれはすぐに破壊した方がいい。
中身を確認もせず、
Yeah.
あなたが言う論文が入っているとは限らないわよ。
Dude, we don't want to see you.
中身はもう関係ないんだよ。
Yeah.
クリスが残した遺産がこの世に存在している。それだけで戦争の火種になりうるんだ。
Yeah. However, if Krisu's research is destroyed, they will go after Rintaro next. Rintaro knows the most about the time machine research next to Krisu. So they will go after Rintaro then. She still didn't seem satisfied.
でもこれはクリスが生きていたという証。クリスが残した意思なのよ。
We have proof. Memories.
それをあっさり葬り去るなんて。
その中身を知ることで今度は君が狙われるかもしれない。
Yeah.
そうだけど。
If this wasn't working, maybe I needed to try another approach.
その PC のパスワードクリスには当然聞いてみたんだろう。アマデウスだよ。
Amadeus. Ah.
もちろん最初に試してみたわ。
でもダメだったんだな。
Right, that is, so then the military also can't get to this PC. They can't simply get the answer out of Krisu, out of Amadeus, I mean, the password. Maho nodded.
おかしいよな。普通は知っているはずだろう。でもアマデウスのクリスは知らなかった。それなら考えられる可能性は一つだ。クリス本人がアマデウスの知らないうちにパスワードを変更した。
So basically, Krisu uploaded her memories into Amadeus, and after she did that, she changed the password to her laptop and didn't update Amadeus, which is why Amadeus doesn't know right now. Maybe Krisu knew that someone would be after this password. Yeah, she must have known that Amadeus was already being misused at this point.
なぜそうしたと思う？中身を知られたくなかったからじゃないのか。
Yeah.
死者の墓を暴くような真似はやめよう。
Yeah.
な。
Rintaro knows. He tried so hard.
暴くなんてそんな言い方。
It is though. Like, it straight up is though.
ごめんなさい。確かに岡部さんの言う通りかもしれないわ。
Yeah.
私クリスにこだわりすぎているのかもしれない。
We both are, Maho. Rintaro and you are.
君がクリスのことをとても大切に思っていることはよくわかるよ。
Yeah.
だがこればかりは手を出さない方がいい。パンドラの箱どころか、地獄の釜の蓋になりかねない。
Gate to hell. For real.
12秒打つ。
Oh my god, shut your mouth!
いちいち茶化すな。
This is not the time. Maho hugged the laptop tight to her chest and sighed.
了解したわ、岡部さん。今起こっている事態そのものは理解した。まだ頭の整理はついてないけどね。このノー
Understandable.
ト PC は破棄しましょう。
It's for the best. I know that you are very, very attached to Krisu, and it's hard to say goodbye. Rintaro said goodbye to her so many times that at this point, you know, he knows what's for the best. He knows not to be as emotional because it got him at hot water to begin with. Oh, fuck. Okay.
ありがとう。
Aw. I was so glad she understood.
やっぱり大した人だ君は。
Aw.
何が？
普通こんな話は花から否定するか否定しないまでも全て疑ってかかるかどっちかだろ。
Yeah.
買いかぶりすぎよ。いつもの私だったら否定どころか聞く耳すら持っていないわ。科学者っていうのはね、本来どんな些細な可能性であっても否定すべきではないんだけれど、
Mm-hmm.
得てして自分の主義主張や常識に固執する傾向にあるから。
Mm-hmm. I see. I wonder if Krisa thought the same things when Rintaro confessed to her that he was time traveling again and again using the time leap machine in the previous game.
じゃあ今回はなぜ？
そこにマキセ・クリスが関わっているからよ。
She would believe anything when it comes to Krisa. Damn. Mao's smile was bitter.
タイムトラベル理論？タイムリープマシン？冗談じゃないわ。
Huh.
そんなもの存在してたまるものですか。
Krisa makes everything possible. That's what she's thinking.
でもね、クリスならやりかねない。
Yeah.
いつだって私の常識を破壊し尽くしてきたのはあの子なんだから。
Damn.
そうか。
That's right. Her Amadeus login ID was Salieri. I almost said that, but stopped myself. It seemed to me like that ID held some kind of gloomy meaning to her as a scientist. Yeah, Rintaro can fucking smell her inferiority complex right now. Man, oh, she's so attached to Krisu. And they didn't even spend that much time together. Maho and Krisu, I mean. Like, I know Rintaro and Krisu spend even less together, but still, man. Maho is fascinated by Krisu's existence and can't let go. It's hard for her to let go. Because she wants to be her. She is kind of obsessed with her, yeah, as she said herself. Man, that really wants to make me play a Yuri game. A Yuri visual novel game. Sorry, if you guys have recommendations for Yuri visual novel, let me know in the comments below. I always listen to recommendations when it comes to games. So feel free to go off, pop off kings and queens in my comments. Monarchs, sorry, for those that don't have any pronouns, they them pronouns. Sorry about that. Anyway, let us continue.
で、依頼料はどうするん？実はマホタンにもらった分さ、今月末発売のエロゲー予約で使っちゃったんだよね。
How many are you playing, bro?
お前最低だな。
Yeah.
そのための裏バイトなんだっつうの。
To play. Okay, bro.
いいわ。お金を返してだなんて言いません。もともとダメ元で頼んだのだし。
言っと
I
く
didn't
けど、
expect
あと
much.
3日あればパスワード突き止めて解析完了してたから、これはガチ。
Honest. What does that mean? Do. I won't ask for my money back. I didn't expect much when I asked you anyway. Damn, she really was desperate. She really expected no one to be able to solve this. Slang. Used to assert that the claim is truthful. I did the dishes, honest. Okay. I see you.
そういうことにしておくわ。
Huh? Maho smiled and turned back to me.
ちなみに一応証拠は見せてほしいんだけれど。
Oh, do you want to see the time machine?
証拠？
どこかに置いてあるんでしょ？
Yeah.
そのタイムマシン。
I sure do.
それと鈴葉さんに一度話を聞きたいわ。
それはどうだろうな。
Daro had agreed to it, but still, I told Maho about the time machine without asking Suzuha. We'd just gotten into a fight, and I really didn't want to bring this up with her. Didn't Suzuha threaten him with a gun, if I remember correctly, in this like timeline right now? I think she did. But even showing Maho the time machine would mean I'd need to get Suzuha's permission, and that made it difficult.
誰？
Could you ask her?
鈴葉に話を通すのはお前から。
Oh! Before I could finish my sentence, the intercom on the desk beeped.
もう大事な話してんのになんだお。
Huh? On the intercom. His tone was the same as ever, but I didn't miss the sudden flash of tension across Daro's face. Who in the hell? I've got a bad feeling about this.
もしもしなんかあったん？
Daro flipped through several channels on the security monitor as he continued to talk on the phone. What is happening? All 6 monitors had been displaying the interior of the store, but now they showed the entrance to the building, the emergency exit, the corridors, the elevator hall, and the emergency stairs. So he had cameras not just inside the building, but outside it too. It is a hideout after all. But this was no time to be impressed. Oh shit. The images were covered in white, snowy static. But I could see strange figures on the screen.
なんだこいつら。
The entrance to the building. The first floor elevator hall. The 7th floor elevator hall. The 7th floor emergency stairs, and in front of the cosplay shop. There had been nothing there a moment ago, but now there were 4 men standing in each of these 5 places. They were silent and did not speak to one another. There were around 20 of them in all. Some were wearing suits, others typical Akihabara fashions, yet others were wearing military camo. Oh great! Individually, none of them would really stand out in Akihabara, but the fact that so many people had all come to this lonely building at once seemed terrifying. Yeah, they are cornering you. They know you're here. This is fucked up. Oh, this is so fucked up.
ここは放置するわ。君も適当に逃げるといいよ。ほんじゃ。
Is it, the person that Daru's speaking to, is it a coworker of his in his hobby of hacking? Like a hacker buddy or something? Eventually he had been talking, evidently he'd been talking to the man at the front counter. He put down the intercom and looked at us. Yeah, is the guy at the front counter also a hacker? Maybe.
つうわけで逃げるべ。
Well, I hope we can get out safely. We're bailing. Daru pulled out a backpack and began tossing hard drives, memory cards, and other pieces of equipment into it.
そのノート PC も please.
Please! Maho stood there blinking as she handed him Chris's laptop and hard drive.
おいあいつらは誰だ。
Bad guys.
やっぱりクリスの PC が狙われているの？
Definitely.
さあどうかな。僕もいろいろやらかしてるからさ。こういう
Come
こ
on,
と
bro.
今までにもあったし。
This has happened?
ま、だからこそ裏のバイトなわけで。
Oh my god.
おいおい。
Yeah, honestly, like, Daru, what life are you living? I can't believe this. And guys, all he does this for is to play hentai. I can't believe it! This guy! Dude, imagine gooning to such an extent that you actually break the law. Bruh. Hello? Daru took the laptop and hard drive, threw them into the backpack, then slid it onto his bag.
そもそも逃げるってどうやって。店の入り口には連中がいるんだぞ。
いや、この場所気に入ってたのにな。ついに放棄か。
Well, bye-bye. Despite his tone, his expression was still serious. He walked to the corner of the room. There was a life-size poster of a golden-haired Vocaloid stuck to the wall. A Vocaloid? Oh shit. Goddammit, I misclick all the time. A software developed for home computers that allowed for the creation of an artificial singing voice. Developed and marketed by Japanese instrument manufacturer Yamana. So a Vocaloid, basically. Aha.
リンタン、ちょっとごめんよ。
Rin! Oh my god! Daru carefully took the poster off the wall, making sure not to damage it. Okay. There was a glass door hidden behind it, which led to a concrete veranda. Damn, Rin is hiding the exit?
こっちだお。
Wait, was that how he was going to escape? But this was the 7th floor, right? There wasn't time to worry about it. Daru went to the veranda without bothering to wait for us. I pushed Maho forward and urged her to go ahead of me. Oh my god, the veranda was filled with junk, just like the inside. The floor was covered with old PCs and monitors, as well as old arcade games that were clearly broken. There was barely any place to stand. But that meant that as long as you ducked down a little, there was probably no way you could be seen from outside. Maybe he'd set this up deliberately, so he could use it in case of an emergency. I think so too. I don't think Dado would have a hideout without an escape route. Especially because this apparently happened before. From there we escaped like we were in a spy movie. We removed the boards to open the way between this veranda and the next one, moved down to the room at the edge of the building, and then used the emergency ladder to get to the second floor. It was an empty space that Dado rented with some of his acquaintances, and we were able to use the bathroom to escape to an unused room in the next building. My blood ran cold when Dado got a call from the man in front of the cosplay shop. From the man in front of the cosplay shop had broken in. Oh, great. They broke into the shop. Oh my god. From there we planned to escape from the next building's emergency exit. The emergency exit there led out to a different alleyway than the one we originally come in. Oh my god. So in theory they shouldn't have been able to find us. But we were naive. The narrow alleyway between the buildings was dark and deserted. They were waiting for us there as if they'd known exactly what we were going to do. Oh no! How? How did they know? Oh my god. It's again the woman in the fucking biker helmet. Oh my god. How many times? We were caught off guard, and before we could run, one of them grabbed Maho. And then there was no way for us to resist. They grabbed Dado and me, twisted our arms behind our backs, and slammed us to the ground. But it wasn't the group who'd attacked us in the building. They were all wearing full-face masks, motorcycle suits, and leather jackets. One of them, the girl holding down Maho, was clearly a woman. There was only one woman I knew who'd attack us while dressed like that. Is it, Okay, so this is definitely Moika. There are multiple of them! There are multiple women in bicycle helmets! Holy shit! It's Moika. I was right, I knew that voice. I could tell even with her helmet hiding her face. Not again! Moika, you're putting trauma on me again! Oh my god. She held Maho with her left arm and took out a military knife with her right. She put the knife up to Maho's throat. Oh my god. The horrible memories came flooding back to me. Whether it had happened in a different weather or not, the merciless voice that had taken Mayuri from me was right here. And she's saying the exact same things. Yeah. I gritted my teeth so hard it hurt and glared at the woman in the motorcycle suit. My god. I forced myself to speak and the woman in the motorcycle suit took the knife away from Maho's neck. She handed her to one of the other men. And then she took off her helmet. Yeah. It's you, Moika. We meet again. God damn it, why are you always my enemy? Why are you like this? Who are you working for? It's not Sun, right? You're not a rounder, right? Dude, who are you working for? I can't, man. Yeah, it's man, Maho, especially Maho and Moika like knew each other. Especially in the previous ending, they were friends and all. So like that hurts even more now. How dare you? How dare you threaten her life again? My god. Kiryu Moika, so it was you after all. Wouldn't you like to know? Her eyes were completely devoid of emotion, as usual. Just like they were on August 13th. I was forced off the ground by one of the others. But my arm was still twisted upward. I tried as hard as I could not to scream from the pain. Why are you my enemy again, Moika? Moika slightly nodded to the other man. The hand that was holding me drew back. I could finally move again. Dado was released too, and he stood up, mumbling something. But Maho was still in their hands, yeah. Bitch, oh my god. I swear to god, Moika. Don't you dare test me. Dado was about to take off his backpack.
渡しちゃダメ。
ヒアジョさん、おとなしくしててくれ。そいつは本当に
Yeah.
君を殺す。脅しじゃない。
Yeah, she has killed before.
自分の論文のために君が死んで、それでクリスが喜ぶのか。
Of course not. But she wouldn't be happy about millions of people dying because of her paper either, you know? Maho looked like a small child on the verge of tears. Yeah, her life is threatened right now. Still glaring at Moika, I took the laptop and hard drive out of the backpack.
これだ。
リュックごと渡して。
先にヒアジョさんを解放しろ。
Yeah, like, even if they let Maho go, it's not like Daru and Rintaro can do anything against them. They have guns. You know, they are armed. So what the fuck are they supposed to do? Even if they let Maho go, like, it's not like they are at a disadvantage. She didn't respond. Fine then. I'd have to bluff.
複合化するパスワードを知りたければ、俺たちを出し抜こうとするな。
I put the two items back in the backpack and handed it over to her. It was all I could do to keep my voice from quaking.
こいつはパスワードがなければ絶対に起動することができない。世界中のハッカーがサジを投げた代物だ。
Daru.
俺たちの安全が保証されたら教える。こいつを渡した途端に殺されたんじゃたまらないからな。
Of course I had no clue what the password was. If they found that out, we were doomed. Yeah. Daru was giving me a questioning glance. I ignored it. Keep your damn mouth shut, Daru! Don't... Yeah, honestly.
確かに。そうね。
Alright, she fell for it. Did she though, or is she pretending? That meant...
それじゃあ、誰か一人、私たちと来てもらう。
Huh?
二人は今すぐに解放する。その
Why?
後、パスワードが正しければ、残り一人も解放する。
What the fuck? Damn, that's not good enough.
それはダメだ。残る一人の命の保証がない。
Yeah.
なら、三人とも来てもらうだけ。
Oh my god. This woman. Yeah, I could feel cold sweat on my back. I'd never been involved in a life or death deal before, and I had no idea what to do next.
明日至る。こっちへ。
Huh? Daru?
え、僕？
あな
Uh-oh.
たはスペシャリストだと聞いている。リュックを持ってこっちへ。
A specialist, okay.
いや、
あなたが来るなら他の二人はここへ置いていってもいい。
Dude, Daru's life is in our hands. Fuck no.
待て。だったら俺が行く。
Yeah.
それでいいだろう。
あなたのことは上から何も聞かされていない。パスワードを知っているかどうかもわからない。
Dude, who are your superiors? Damn, she saw through me. Yeah. Moika put the knife back to Maho's neck. Yeah, Moika's still the same unhinged one as in the first
早く
game.
来て。
Dude, Moika, why? Why are you like this again? Is it because of FB? Are you still, like, a rounder for CERN? Who are you working for? You have so many questions. Well, Daru, I hope you're ready to lose your life. I'm so sorry.
そういうセリフはもっとエロいシチュの
Oh
時
my
に
god.
お願いしたいわけだが。
Oh my, please shut your mouth, please. Daru was joking, but his whole body was shaking. Poor guy. What do I do? They were going to kill Daru. I fought as fast as hard as I could, but nothing came to me. In this wildland, Daru was going to live until 2036 and complete the time machine. That much was clear from Susa's testimony. If the wildlands were going to converge, even if Moika took Daru here, he wouldn't be killed, right? No, but that didn't mean I could leave him here. One of the men with Moika was looking at his watch. Shit. She noticed it too. They might have felt they were taking too much time with the kidnapping done in broad daylight. I hoped that somebody might wander by, but there was no counting on that stroke of luck. Also, I don't think a random passerby could do anything against this right now. Whoever Moika's working for is very powerful, so... I needed to solve this myself instead of relying on others. How though? How do you solve this?
殺してみせればいい
Moika, you are testing my patience. I swear to God, I will kill you first. I felt a cold knife pressed hard against my how do you pronounce that word? Carotid? Carrot? Carrot. Artery.
オカリン
Oh my god. Shit, don't kill me. Ooh. Daro and Maho were screaming, but suddenly it all seemed unreal, like it was taking place in a distant world. They say that's what happens whenever someone is confronted with their own death, and it was happening to me now. I can't die either way, right? I tried asking myself that. I tried asking Suza, even though she wasn't here. I tried asking the world. Of course nobody answered. The fact that I might not die didn't mean I could do something stupid here. A normal college kid like me would be too scared to move once they had a knife to their neck. I'd seen people die many times, and I'd almost been killed, but I never did get used to it. How could you ever get used to it? Thoughts of Chris's blood came back into my mind, and I almost suffered a flashback. My body shook, and it was all I could do to keep from collapsing to the ground. He is straight up confronting his trauma. Like the same shit Moika did to Mayuri, he now is seeing with Maho and Daru, and it's triggering him. It's triggering his PTSD. Was there nothing else I could do? Hey, yo! Who's my savior? I'll kiss you. Just when I was about to give up, a black van pulled up and brakes hard at one end of the alley, blocking us in. The sliding door opened and out poured men carrying assault rifles. Who? Who? They were all wearing grey military uniforms and face masks. Their eyes were the eyes of trained soldiers. From the huge frames and the color of their skin, it was clear they weren't Japanese. I immediately realized that this was real. Yeah? It wasn't cosplay or anything like that. Those guns were real and a battle was about to begin. So those are two different factions that want this laptop. One of these factions was probably American military. Maybe also the same ones that tried to break into the cosplay shop to arrest Daru or like take him with him. And now Moika's faction, which like, I don't know who Moika's working for, so, you know. My experiences with the August 13th attack was the war zone I'd lived in until only a few days ago came back to me. And the war zone, yeah. It didn't matter who was friend or foe. Moika moved the instant I spoke. She saw the attackers and jumped into the shadow of a nearby building. The other rounders spread out too. Okay, still rounders. They let go of Maho, who was standing up, confused in the middle of the alley.
Maho, sit up!
Shit. The man who was holding me was the only one who reacted a bit too slowly. Is he dead? Holy shit! There was a sharp noise and a bullet went through the helmet of the rounder who was holding a knife to my throat. As he went down, I went down with him and hit the ground hard. Dude, what the hell is their deal? It's broad daylight in an open alleyway. Dude, and they're gunning people down. What the fuck? That's crazy. The impact made me let go of Daru's backpack. Shit! One of the other rounders grabbed it off the ground and ran in the opposite direction of the van. A man got out of the van, evidently the commander, and barked orders in what sounded like Russian. Okay, one of the soldiers turned their gun on the fleeing rounder and shot him. Okay, this is Russian military. The rounder's body flew up off the ground as both he and the backpack were torn open. The contents of the backpack fell to the ground, scattering across the asphalt. Shit. The laptop and hard drive were hit with more gunfire than possibly could have been necessary. Chris's laptops and hard disk were turned to unrecognizable scrap in just a few seconds. I crawled behind the light pole without even bothering to look. Okay, so they destroyed it. Interesting that the Russian military wasn't about to take it for themselves, but they just rather destroyed it. I wonder why. It really all happened in an instant. I looked around and the Russian soldiers were running toward us. Moika and her rounders had vanished at some point, leaving only the two bodies. Dude, they fired off so many bullets and only killed 2 people. That is crazy. The soldiers silently recovered the remains of the laptop and hard disk, picked up the bodies of the 2 rounders and got right back in their van. They didn't even pause to look at us. There were only a couple of minutes between the time when they arrived and when they left. Holy shit. All that were left were little fragments lying on the ground. The blood from 2 bodies. Maho, who was lying on the ground and shaking. Daro, who was standing in shock behind one of the buildings. And me, lying on the ground. My heart had been pounding the whole time. I only felt the pain in my neck after it was all over. Did they hit him in the neck? Shot him? Evidently the knife had cut me. Oh, a little when I'd fallen. Okay, the knife. Damn. What the fuck is going to happen with this PC then? A while later we finally heard the sirens of a police car. And it was only then I remembered that I was in Akihabara, Japan. World War III may have started long ago, but we just didn't know it. He thought he was in already the World War III. That's why his brain went, because he already experienced that. He experienced already what war is like. Yeah, I understand why he went back there with his mind right now. I realized that in the face of a war between nations, we were truly powerless. Holy shit. Akihabara was in an uproar. Yeah, no shit. Like, gunfire everywhere. Even with like very, especially because gun laws are very, very strict in Japan. You just see some people shooting up an alleyway in full military gear in a military van, killing 2 people. Hello? Dude, what the fuck? Oh my god. There were lots of helicopters in the sky that probably belonged to the media. We escaped to the lab, making sure that no one was following us. Weren't they questioned by the police? Because I thought they had a police car, or did they escape in time? It hadn't been that long since we were attacked at the hotel. If the cops found us at the scene of another crime like that, they'd be suspicious for sure. So we ran before the police arrived. I see, okay. Susa wasn't at the lab. Maybe she'd sensed what was going on outside and went to check on the time machine. We held our breaths and waited. It felt like if we let anyone know where we were here, more scary people would burst down the door and charge in. Yeah, they feel stalked, threatened just by existing, but it was because of Chris's laptop. They don't have it anymore, so technically they shouldn't be following them, right? Nobody should follow them anymore. I don't know, maybe Moika will still get in here, somehow. Bruh. I wonder if you can still read the data on the laptop and the hard drive, despite it being, like, riddled with bullets. I don't know. As long as the memory disk isn't damaged, I think it's still readable, so.
橋田さん、ここタオルって置いてある。
洗面所にあるよ。
A towel. Okay. Maho nodded and brought a new towel from the washroom. She handed it to me.
岡部さん、
Right.
首血が出てる。
Yeah, we're bleeding.
これで押さえて。
Right.
ありがとう。
The adrenaline made him forget. My neck was wet with blood. Fortunately, it wasn't a deep wound, so it wasn't long before it stopped. Well, what do we do now? After handing me the towel, Maho sat down right on the floor and didn't move. I knew how she felt, especially since this was the second time she'd been attacked. And this time people had died right in front of her.
大丈夫か、比叡城さん。
Well, I think Maho realizes now the consequences, the possibilities of an actual world war in the future. I think it's really hitting for her now. Because you often don't realize the consequences of your actions, like, but as soon as you're living in them, you then realize it. And the same way that Rintaro also realized how fucked up the world war really was, because he only heard from it from Suzuha. You know, in the previous ending, I mean. She nodded hesitantly, but her face was deathly pale. And I realized that she'd been clutching her left hand into a fist this whole time, and there was blood coming out of it.
怪我したのか、見せて。
She also didn't realize, damn. Evidently she hadn't noticed she'd been hurt. She was looking at her left hand, confused.
あら、
どうした？
指開かない。
Huh?
変ね。
Did she get did a nerve get damaged? My muscle? Maho had been holding some small fragment in her left hand. Her hand had frozen around it and wouldn't move. Soon it started to shake. I grabbed her hand and forced open her fingers one by one. Whatever it was, she'd been clutching it so tightly that she'd cut off the blood flow to her fingers. They were very cold. Holy shit. When I finally forced her hand open, the thing she was holding fell to the floor. What was it? I picked it up. Is it a USB stick or something?
Oh.
It's a fragment of the laptop. It was a red piece of magnesium alloy. It was a piece of Chris's laptop. She must have grabbed it off the ground when she was running away. If she held something so sharp, tightly for so long, of course she was going to bleed. Yeah, and the wound is probably also very deep. Shit. I returned it to Maho without a word. She took the broken fragment and cradled it in her hands, then stared at it with an empty expression. Yeah. The last memories of Chriso are destroyed now. Suddenly a single line of tear dripped down her cheek. She didn't even have the time to say a proper goodbye to Chriso, because in her mind Chriso was always by her side. In her mind there were always mementos of Chriso with her, but now she was forced to let go of them all because they were destroyed right in front of her. I really feel for this girl, man. Poor Maho. She was forced, yeah. She's grieving now. Properly. Finally, you know. It's a final realization that, you know, she has nothing left of her anymore. Shit, that sucks. After that, it didn't stop. She continued to sob. Ah! Fuck! Why are you apologizing? Ah! Fuck! Man, she loves her so much! Oh, it's not your fault! It was as if that tiny fragment was Chriso herself! That is so sad! She held it to her chest and kept crying.
いや、ジョーさん、きっとクリスは安心したと思う。
I think so too.
君が無事でよかったって。
Yeah.
だから君が謝ることなんてない。
Yeah.
謝らなくてもいいんだ。
I'm so upset right now. She didn't respond. Oh no. Instead, the phone started to vibrate. Dude, any phone message, any phone call is making me stressed as fuck. Because always bad things follow a phone call or a text message in this game. It's triggering me. What is it? Maho took out her cell phone and looked at the message she received. Fuck!
どうした？
荒らされたって。オフィスと、あとホテルの部屋、教授と私の
Yeah.
ひどいことになってるって。
Yeah. They were looking for the laptop.
そうか。
Whether it was the Rounders, the Russians, or whoever at first surrounded the cosplay shop, they must have been after Chris's laptop and hard drive.
あの PC、バックアップは存在しないんだよな。それなら。
Yeah.
これでよかったんだ。
Yeah. Nobody can get their hands on it anymore.
クリスの残したものが何十億もの人を殺す道具として使われることはなくなったんだから。
Yeah. Oh shit. In the end, I got what I wished for. The data was destroyed before anyone got their hands on it. There was so little left that I was sure there would be no way to restore it. Oh, but they did? Did they restore it?
つうかさ、ロシアはなんであの PC を壊しちゃったんだろう。
I don't get it either. Maybe? Okay, guys. Craig Fury right now. Listen, okay, listen up. Am I cooking? We'll find out. So, since they kidnapped Dr. Leskinen, right? Dr. Leskinen's paper's fucking useless when it comes to time travel research, right? Because there was a copy of Chrysos' work. And they can't really work with Leskinen's theory. However, we were in a world line where the USSR still existed. So, Rintaro thought that maybe the Russians already developed a time machine in order to keep the old, like, Soviet Union alive. So, maybe the Russians already developed something like a time machine already, and they don't want competition, or a more refined product, let's say, a more refined time machine, which is why they destroyed Chrysos' research, right? So they won't have competition. Maybe that is their actual goal. If so, we are fucked, bro. Already. And, of course, a friend of mine is playing games right now on Steam. I'll have to censor that. Anyway, maybe that is already happening and we're already screwed over. Man, we'll have to find out. Maybe we'll find out. I don't know. I don't know anymore. Bruh.
手に入れようとしてたんじゃなかったん?
Maybe they already have a time machine, Daru. That's the only explanation I can think of.
タイムマシン開発競争じゃん。
Yeah.
ロシアがリードしてるんだ。ロシアからすれば、ノート PC を手に入れられればそれでよし。だが、他の連中に奪われるぐらいなら、壊してしまった方がマシって考えてたんじゃないか。
Yeah. Maybe it's not the theory, maybe it's just facts and I'm a dumbass, okay? And I forgot maybe, but like, give me a break! I'm not smart, okay? They probably wanted to avoid a protracted gunfight with the Rounders in broad daylight in Japan. The cold way they made their decisions made me shiver. They really were professional soldiers. An amateur couldn't do that.
で、これからどうする?
Good question.
できればここにはいたくない。
Oh. Russia might not know about this place, but Moika might. If the Rounders were on the move, then Tennoji downstairs might be involved too.
日が暮れたら移動しよう。
We'll move. Damn. It would have been great if Susa had come back, but I couldn't get in touch with her. Why? Is she still with the time machine? Oh, we have Maho's perspective now. Maho in the bath. Maho was sinking into a warm bathtub. She could finally feel blood flowing through her body again. The heat melted the tension away from her muscles. Her injured hand hurt a little, but it wasn't unbearable. She felt like she'd come back to life. Once the sun had set, Maho and Rintaro had gone to Ferris, the cat-eared maid, and May Queen Yanyan for help. Ferris's home was at the top of a high-rise condo building on prime Akihabara real estate. From a security perspective, it was superior to the future gadget lab in every way imaginable. So is only Maho staying with Ferris right now, or all of us? Ferris welcomed the two of them, offering them food and a place to sleep. Okay. And now she'd even offered them a bath. Maho was a little worried about Hashida Itaru. He'd insisted on staying to wait for his younger sister Suzuha and remained alone at the future gadget lab. More than an hour had passed since then. Had Rintaro heard anything? And even if they'd moved, that didn't mean this place was safe. The group from this afternoon could attack at any time. She couldn't help but feel nervous. And that made her feel terrified and vulnerable as she sat naked in the bath. Yeah. You can't fully relax knowing what the fuck just happened. She got out of the bathtub and hurried to the changing room to wipe herself down. She tried to put on the change of underwear Ferris had given her. Uh-huh. Hello? Okay. Ass? Why the ass shot game? And her hands started to shake. Then her knees buckled and she fell to the ground. Why? She's analyzing her own, her bodily reactions. She tried to stay calm by analyzing herself, but that didn't mean she could do anything but lie down. Uh-oh, don't tell me she's going to fall unconscious. Alarm bells were going off in her head. She'd just about given up, knowing that it would pass with time, when Ferris popped her head in. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh my god. Ferris looks so cute here. Ferris screamed and started to panic when she saw Maho naked and lying on the floor. What? No! No, I think?
いや、別に大丈夫だから。
Is it? They all say that they are fine, but they are fucking lying to me. Mao's voice was so weak that Ferris didn't even hear her.
とにかくベッドに連れてかなくちゃ。
How about dressing her? First? Ferris tried to pick up the naked Maho and then slipped and dropped her. Oh my god. Oh my god, Ferris! Maho hit the back of her head on the floor. She saw little stars dancing across her field of vision. Dude, what is this? Oh my god, don't let Ferris handle, like, vulnerable, not really vulnerable, but like, injured people. Holy shit. Sprawling naked on the floor, face up, Maho tried to force herself to stand, but her arms were too weak. She's yeah. Yeah, she's losing strength in her limbs. Is that a panic attack? Probably not, right? But Ferris wasn't listening. For some reason, she decided to reach around Maho from behind and tried to drag her up. And then Rintaro must have heard Ferris scream, "No! Rintaro, get the fuck out of here, I swear to God!" Oh. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my fuck. Why did I know this would happen? Why did I suspect this would happen as soon as I saw the ass shot? God damn it. Oh, look away. Close the fucking door. Look away. Don't comment, okay? Poor girl. She wanted to scream, but all that came out was a tiny whimper. Yeah, she doesn't have strength anymore. Oh my god. Well, Rintaro, as soon as Maho is well, she's going to rip your head off. Even though it's not your fault. Yeah. Yeah, Rintaro just wanted to check. She was screaming. Rintaro's very stressed right now because his trauma's like kicking in again. After experiencing like Moika and stuff. And the military stuff in general. And gunshots. And so, I don't blame him for instantly going up there after hearing Maho scream. He probably like was scared shitless when he heard that. But still, man, bro. Why did they put them in such situations all the time? Game, what the fuck? Rintaro lowered his head deeply toward Maho as she lay on the bed.
謝らなくてもいいわ。
Uh-huh.
さっきのはあくまでも事故なんだから。
Yeah, totally accidental. Oh man. But she still couldn't bear to look him in the face. Just remembering the despair and embarrassment she had felt when he saw her naked body made her want to bury her head in a pillow and flail her legs back and forth. To make matters worse, she still hadn't been able to stand up after all that, and Rito had been forced to carry her to the bed. She'd never been touched by a boy before, and so it was only today that she realized how rugged males are. Okay. Being carried was extremely uncomfortable, to the point where she'd squirmed around and almost slipped out of his arms. So she had no choice but to curl herself into a ball and let Rintaro do whatever he wanted with her, which made her feel really strange. Don't say it like that. Don't say she let her do whatever he wanted with her. Don't say that like that! Bruh. Also, like, why didn't they dress her first before carrying her to the bed? I hope they dressed her, right? And now she couldn't even bear to look at his face. Well, it'll pass. Well, Ferris was sitting next to Rintaro, feet under her knees, with her shoulders slumped.
いいのよ。むしろ驚かせてしまってごめんなさい。
体は平気なのか？病院に行かなくても。
強い緊張が続いていたから、その反動が来ただけ。もう少し休めば回復すると思う。心配かけてしまったわね。 みっともないわ。
Man, Nintendo's so mature. Instead of like harping on the fact that he saw a girl naked, he's genuinely concerned about her and like setting priorities here. He's not as juvenile anymore, which I really appreciate.
みっともないもんか。今日みたいなことに巻き込まれれば
Yeah.
誰だって怖い。
Yeah.
具合だって悪くもなる。
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's so mature now. I love that for him. Also, let me check again what Maho had said. All the tension caught up with me, yeah. Yeah, okay. My god, all of my friends are playing video games right now. Can you guys chill? Bruh.
あなたでも怖い？
Of course. Especially him.
そう。
今夜はもう休むといいにゃ。
Aw.
事件のこととか、これからどうするかとか、難しい話は元気になってから考えるといいにゃ。
Ferris really is our cheerleader.
そうね。ええ、そうするわ。
God, after experiencing all of the gunshots and stuff and all of this trauma and shit, I'm glad that Ferris is at least here to get our mood up a little bit, at least. Man, she's really cheering me up a little bit.
ありがとう。
I'm glad she's here. Yeah. Take a good rest, Maho. Maho closed her eyes. The lights went out. The lights went out and Intel and Ferris left the room. Uh-oh. She lay on the bed and tried not to think about anything. She could hear the pounding of her heart. It would get louder and then softer. The rhythm was very strange. And she could hear a kind of static noise mixed in with her heartbeat, like a broken TV. Was it exhaustion-induced tinnitus? Whatever it was, once she noticed it, she couldn't sleep. So, two things. Either this is a panic attack right now, because of the shit trauma she experienced, or two, it is maybe, it has maybe something to do with Leskinen's voice implanted into Maho's head. One of the two things, we'll see.
そういえば、岡部さんが精神安定剤を服用しているって言ってたわね。
Oh, right, medication. She wasn't supposed to do this, but if she looked at their ingredients, she could tell what medication had what effect. Should she take a look and have him lend her some? If that wasn't possible, she could at least get some over-the-counter and histamines to use as a sleep aid. She turned over.
大声を出さないで。
What the
言うことを
fuck?
聞いて。
What the
さ
fuck?
もないと命はない。
Oh, Maho. Oh, Maho. Fuck. Dude, seeing a dark helmet in the night, in the dark room, is so fucking scary. Man, Moika, fuck off. Why are you still here? Suddenly she heard a voice break through the unpleasant noise. Fuck off. She gulped and leapt out of her bed. Terror-stricken, Maho tried to crawl to the door, but her legs wouldn't move like she wanted to. She couldn't stand up. The voice in her ears followed her wherever she went. It was like a wild animal toying with its prey. All of the hairs on her body were standing up on end. Her jaw was chattering so hard she bit her tongue. She desperately crawled across the carpet and toward the door. Moika will not let you go.
一人殺してみせればいい。
Moika, why are you like this? What is your goal? They don't have the laptop anymore. What the fuck? Is it a nightmare? Is it a nightmare? She woke up to find herself being violently shaken by the shoulders. It's definitely a nightmare, right? She looked around the room panting. Hi? She was in bed and Intel was looking down at her. Her whole body was sweaty and she felt sick. There was a burning sensation deep in her stomach. Oh no, don't throw up.
誰かがここに。
Where? Where? I'll beat their ass! The intern looked around. Ferris came a moment later, as well as the older man who was her butler, but they were simply standing at the entrance of the room, concerned.
きっと悪い夢を見たんだ。
Yeah. Yeah. The antique clock on the shelf said that at some point it had gotten past 1 a.m. She must have slept for hours without realizing it. Yeah, damn. She must have been... Guys,
夢。 たみたい。
Guys, have you ever had this moment in your life where you were so exhausted you didn't even realize that you were asleep? I had a moment once in my life where I just laid down on my bed. I suddenly fell asleep. I woke up and it felt like only 1 hour had passed, but then it was fucking 10. I woke up 10 hours later, bro! Did you guys ever had that before? Like, ever? Did you also guys ever had the feeling where you were watching TV or something, or were doing just, I don't know, daily chores, maybe daily tasks or whatever, and fell asleep during it? Like maybe reading a book or something? Because I've had that before as well. She must have been exhausted as fuck, like for real. She didn't even notice she was asleep. God damn. I guess it was just a dream. I wonder if Maho feels bad now or feels weaker because of these dreams that she's having, these nightmares. I wonder if she will also start to hate herself more, just like Rintaro maybe does or did. I hope not. I hope she realizes that it's normal considering what they experience right now. She took a painful breath and wiped the sweat off her forehead without realizing that she sounded just like a little child. She sent Ferris and the butler back to their rooms. Rintaro brought her a towel from the washroom.
ひどい汗だ。拭いた方がいい。
Thanks. She did as he said and wiped the beads of sweat off her face, chest and limbs. As she was deciding whether or not to wipe the inside of her pajamas, Rintaro took the hint and turned around.
俺も自分の部屋に戻るから。何かあったらいつでも声をかけてくれ。
Oh my god, is Maho going to ask Rintaro to stay because she can't fall asleep?
ん？
橋田さんは？
あ、さっき連絡が来たよ。
Woo!
鈴葉とも合流したって。
Let's go.
そう。
それじゃあ。
Good night. Rintaro was about to leave her bedside. But Maho, and she couldn't believe she was doing this, reached out and grabbed the hem of his shirt without thinking. Yeah, she needs support right now.
お願い。少しだけでいいから。ここにいて。
Yeah, I thought so.
ひやちょうさん。
一人にしないで。
After such a nightmare, I can understand. Yeah. Maho was surprised by the words she was saying, but the thought of spending this terrible night all by herself was too much for her. Rintaro must have understood how she felt, because he nodded without smiling. Yeah.
わかった。
He's been through this before.
眠るまで一緒にいるよ。
ありがとう。わがまま言ってごめんなさい。
いや、いいんだ。どうせ俺もなかなか寝つけなかったし。
I see.
後ろ向いてるから汗だけはちゃんと拭くといい。
ええ。
Man. It is companionship you need in times of hardship. Okay, they're clinging to each other because of the trauma, of the shit they experienced together. While Rintaro stared back at the door, she took off her pajamas and wiped off the thick layer of sweat that covered her whole body. She tried to put her pajamas on again, but they were too drenched for her to want to wear them. She had no choice but to dive back under the covers in nothing but her underwear and bring the comforter way above her chest.
もういいわ。
Amidst the dim glow of the night light, Rintaro brought the chair to the side of the bed and sat down.
ここで見張ってるから何も怖がらなくていい。これなら安心だろ。
Comfort!
不安か？
大丈夫。
They always say that! They always say that! I swear to God, bro. Take a shot every time they say I'm fine and you will be dead within 2 episodes. Mo's face felt hot from some feeling that she didn't understand. She sank deeper under the blanket and turned away from Rintaro. She softly closed her eyes. She could feel his presence behind her. The two of them stopped talking, and the only noise was the distant sounds of night coming from beyond the curtain. How long did they spend like that? Just as she was about to fall into a light sleep, she heard a soft voice in her ears.
ヒアジョーさん、まだ起きてるか？
ええ。
Okay. She felt herself waking up again. Why did Rintaro wake her up? She opened her eyes and turned back toward Rintaro, only to see him staring toward the window. It was as if he was trying to see some sight that lay beyond it. His profile is so handsome! Maha, you're still sleep deprived, my girl! For some reason, that was the thought that came to her.
どうかしたの？
Uh-oh. Rintaro seemed unwilling to talk, so Maho decided to speak first. He swallowed loudly.
本当はずっと
Oh my
言おうと
god!
思ってた
Oh my god, is he going to confess to her now about Kriso's actual death?
けど
Oh fuck.
勇気がなかった。
Oh my god, ain't no way. Ain't no way.
すまない。
何のこと？
俺は
Oh no.
俺は
Oh no.
一つだけ
一つだけ。
君に重大なことを隠している。
I'm so I really appreciate how the voice actor takes his time delivering each word to show you how he struggles right now to bring this across, his confession. I really appreciate that. Maho leaned forward, not caring that he might see her chest.
さっき話したよな。別の世界線のことや
Yeah.
そこで出会ったクリスのこと、タイムマシンやタイムリープのこと、
ええ。
クリスとその父親のことも。
Yeah.
ええ。
あの時本当はもう一つ
Oh my
言わな
god.
きゃいけないことがあったんだ。
Oh my god. Welcome to the confessional booth. Confess your sins right now.
でも
Shit.
どうしても言い出せなかった。
Yeah. 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 His head was slumping forward in the chair. Maho waited silently for his next words. Despite the late hour, she heard a helicopter in the distance. For some reason, it sounded really loud. She hadn't seen the news, but it was possible that the media was still talking about the gun battle that had taken place this afternoon.
これは君にだけは
Yeah.
絶対に話すべきことだったのに。
Yeah. I think Daro and Mayuri know, though, that he killed Kriso. But she doesn't know yet, obviously. When he finally spoke, his expression was unlike any look she'd ever seen on his face before. It was pain, sad, and suffering, like something at the bottom of a deep, dark place. And yet there was something in his eyes that hinted at incredible self-hatred and rage. Yeah, that is brewing in there like lava.
岡部さん。
Suddenly her chest felt like it was about to burst from pain. She didn't know where the pain was coming from, but she wanted Rintaro to stop looking like that. Yeah, she feels pain watching him be in pain. She feels for him.
あの日
Oh my god, Rintaro.
ラジカンで
Oh, fuck!
クリスを
Oh my god, the whimper? The whimper in his voice? The shaking? I will not survive this confession. His hands were forming some kind of shape. Like he was holding an invisible knife.
クリスを
Trauma, yeah.
殺したのは
Was me.
もういいわ。
She screamed, unable to take it anymore. She rolled out of bed, forgetting how she was dressed, and covered Rintaro's hands with her own.
いいの、もういい。それ以上言わなくていいから。
Yeah, she doesn't want to see him in pain.
私はあなたを信じているわ。だから話さなくていい。
Aww.
いつかその時が来たら
Yeah.
嫌でも聞かせてもらうことになると思う。でもそれは今じゃない。
Yeah, they're very unstable right now after going through that shit. At a later time, when they feel healthier. Yeah.
その時が来るまでは口をつぐんでおきなさい。
Shut your mouth. She strengthened her grip and forced him to let go of the invisible knife. Yeah. He must be very relieved right now. Rintaro nodded without saying another word. They simply stared at each other for a while. Maho couldn't look away from his gaze. It was as if he was clinging to something, or wandering in search of salvation. Yeah. Searching for salvation is truly the case here. He wants forgiveness. He wants to forgive himself. Maho, get back in this bed! She sneezed. You'll get a cold.
風邪ひくぞ。
Oh no, I'm undressed! And it was only then that she realized that she was holding Rintaro's hands while wearing next to nothing. Rintaro looked a little embarrassed.
ごめんなさい。
Bruh. She quickly jumped back in the blankets. She curled up into a ball and tore at her hair, screaming inside her mind. She let the boy see her naked not once but twice. Shit happens.
私今度こそもう寝るわ。
邪魔して悪かった。
You were not a
邪
bother.
魔だなんて思ってないわよ。
Yeah.
でもさっきの話はこの場限りにしていい？
Not until Maho wants to hear it.
いい？
あ、
Man, Rintaro wants to be forgiven by others and also by himself. I think this confession is very important to get into this direction of forgiveness. However, yes, as Maho said, it is still too early.
ありがとう。ヒヤジョーさん。
お礼なんて言われる筋合いはないわ。それじゃあおやすみなさい。
おやすみ。
Good night. Hopefully no nightmares will haunt us anymore. The room got quiet again. The adrenaline rush kept Maho awake. After a while she heard snores coming from Rintaro's direction. Evidently he had fallen asleep. He must have been tired. He went through the same attack that Maho had. Of course he was. His breathing wasn't peaceful at all, it was pained. He may have been in the grip of some terrible nightmare. Maho hesitated several times, but finally she turned over and stretched out her hand from the blankets. She softly touched the backside of his hand. She felt its warmth on her fingertips.
クリスはあなたのことをなんて呼んでいたのかしら。岡部さん、それとも凛太郎だったのかな。
I think both? I think both. I think she definitely called us Rintaro. She didn't know, but it didn't matter.
しっかりしなさい。 岡部凛太郎。
You too, Maho!
この私が好きになった人はそんなに弱い男だったわけ。
She tried to think about how Krisu would say those words. And eventually Rintaro's breathing started to become more peaceful. Is she pretending to be Krisu? To pacify him? I think also that she actually did fall in love with Rintaro and she's confessing as well. So maybe both at the same time. Relieved, she let go, and then she changed her mind and grabbed the hem of his shirt again. She felt embarrassed, as if she was a little kid, but at the same time she felt like now she might not have any more nightmares. Bonding over trauma, everyone. Damn. That night, for the first time in a very long while, she dreamed of a smiling Krisu. Damn. A peaceful sleep. What a rarity. A peaceful sleep in this economy? Holy shit. Okay, I think I'll continue for a little while longer. I hope you guys can handle that. Oh no, more content for me to watch that I wait for every week. How could you? Anyway, let's continue for now. Maho and I stayed at Ferris's house for several days after that. Now that Kalisa's computer was destroyed, the odds that anyone would come after us had gone way down, but there was still a chance. Just to be extra careful, I stayed away from the lab. Understandable. Are we at the airport?
Maho, Rintaro.
There's Sceeene. Dr. Leskinen looked a little thinner since the last time I'd seen him. Oh no, stress.
よかった無事で。
魔法も大変だったね。
No thanks to you, probably. Dr. Leskinen held Maho tightly in his huge arms. The difference in size between them was so great that Maho looked like some kind of soft animal. It was really funny.
きついです。
Dr. Leskinen and Maho were leaving the country in the afternoon on a weekday, so I was the only one who could see them off. Since I'd been with Maho the whole time, instead of only seeing them off, I'd actually just brought her there. Maho, after all, was the kind of person who was incapable of getting to an airport on her own. I was amazed she'd survived this long, given her lack of basic skills. We held Maho's goodbye party last night at Ferris's house. Damn. Ferris was there, so were Mayuri and Daru, and the others from the Christmas party. All were sad to see her go.
Rintaro, 魔法と一緒にいてくれてありがとう。本当に世話になったね。
Thanks.
いえ、
それで、うちの研究室にはいつ頃来られるのかな？
Why do you want me there, Leskinen? Just asking. He wasn't kidding about that, huh?
勉強して少しでも早く行けるように頑張ります。その時は俺から連絡しても。
もちろん。
You're kinda close.
待っているからね。
He smiled as he took my hand and shook it. I was really glad to hear it. After meeting Amadeus, my desire to go to Victor Condria had only increased. Yeah, but working under Leskinen? I don't know about that.
いろいろとありがとう。
あ
なたがいなかったら、私は今頃命はなかったかもしれないわ。
Don't say
大
that.
げさだな。
いいえ、本心よ。本当に感謝している。私もあなたのことを待っているから。頑張って。
Hell yeah, what a motivation, guys, honestly.
君も研究を頑張ってくれ。
それでリンタロウ、事前に連絡しておいた通り、アマデウスのアクセス権は今日ここで解除させてもらうことになった。
That is okay.
いいね。
はい。
Evidently, they couldn't leave me with access to Amadeus after they left the country. I was only supposed to test her during their stay here anyway.
クリスに最後に挨拶する
Oh
かい？
fuck. Do we?
そうですね。
Oh man.
じゃあ一言だけいいですか？
もちろん。
She's not real. I tapped the icon for Amadeus.
何？私にもお別れの挨拶してくれるの？
Yeah. Karisu was expressionless for some reason.
まあな。必要なかったか？
私なんかよりも先に真帆先輩には挨拶したんでしょうね。
Yeah.
ちゃんとしたわよ。
Maho interjected before I could speak.
それならいいけど。
Karisu was inside my screen. Was it a good thing that I'd spoken to her like this? Or a bad thing? In the end, I knew I need to forget about Maxi Karisu, but I couldn't. Of course you can't. I couldn't escape from this chaos.
アクセス権がなくなったらもう会えなくなるな。
Yeah.
まあ、私の話し相手になってくれたことには多少は感謝してる。レスキネン教授の研究室に来る可能性はあるんでしょ？
True.
一応、
再会する時まであんたのことは覚えておいてあげる。
Yeah. We'll see if you even survive until then. Maybe Amadeus will already belong to the military at that point. I'm not sure though. It will only happen 10 years in the future, right? We'll see him. Or 15 years, I suppose.
ツンデレだな。
ツンデレ？何それ？知らない言葉を使わないで。
I totally understand, and you do too. I can see you blushing through the screen right now.
顔が赤いぞ。
Yeah.
この子、照れてるわね。
Got him.
ク
Busted.
リスはシャイだね。
Bruh.
教授まで。
Of course. He will always
元気で
tease you.
というのはちょっと違うな。君は別に病気にはならないわけだし、あまりヒヤジョーさんのことをからかうなよ。
はいはい、言われなくても分かってるわよ。
Yeah. I know her better than you do, Rintaro. Don't lecture me.
それならいいんだ。
あんたがいつかそんな風に寂しそうに笑うんじゃなくて、
Same. Same. Thank you, Krisu.
心の底から笑える日が来るといいわね。
I hope someday you will be released from all this trauma that is inflicted upon you. That is so real. I guess even an AI could see right through me. Yeah, anyone could at this point. Maxi Krisu really was one hell of a woman.
それじゃ。
あ、
Bye. Krisu disappeared from my screen. I turned to Dr. Leskinen and nodded, deleting the Amadeus icon from my screen. It's gone.
アクセス権の解除は後でこちらで手続きしておくよ。テスターとして協力してくれてありがとう。貴重なデータが取れた。
こちらこそありがとうございました。
Damn. I bowed deeply to both Maho and Dr. Leskinen. As I watched their plane take off into the distance, I noticed that it felt like there was a hole in my heart. I clutched my phone tightly. Its connection to Amadeus was gone. Yeah. Chris is gone from your life as well. Whoa! Passage or recognize. Recognition of the elastic limit. Okay. Okay!
かがりちゃん、今日から私とあなたは正式な親子になるのよ。
Okay, this is the adoption day. I need to save. So I think I'll stop my episode here. This is a pretty good point to stop it. In the next episode, we are going to start this chapter off. I feel like this chapter will take 2 episodes for me to finish, so we'll see. However, what the fuck could possibly happen? Leskinen and Maho are gone. They are back to America. Rintaro is there by himself without Amadeus, without the laptop or hard drive. What could possibly happen now? What I maybe think of is that it's maybe, Moika related, Rounder related again. That maybe they will reappear in this chapter as well. Because we didn't see their involvement as much. So we'll definitely see Moika again. Kagari, will we see her? I'm not sure if we will actually see her. Maybe we will. How though? I don't know, maybe she will be back as well. I guess you guys have to find out by watching the next episode. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah. Holy shit, the relationship between Maho and Rintaro is always very, very fascinating. They're both at very similar points in their life right now. Losing a loved one, going through trauma. Even though Rintaro went through more, it still impacts them in the same way, and they are bonding this way with each other. I don't know. It feels so fragile and just, I don't know, like, bonding through trauma feels like a little bit wholesome. Does that sound morbid to you guys? I don't know. I don't know, I really like the relationship with each other. And seeing fucking Maho's reactions every time she is losing one part of Chris are always so soul-crushing. She loves her very, very much, okay? She loves Chris a lot, and it's hurting her. But it's fine. It's not fine. But I'll leave you guys here, and I'll see you next week, everyone. Goodbye. Sayonara.